What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you some comments of George Palikores in regards to the actions or lack of actions that was made back in 2021. On top of that, I will show you the lack of comments from John Burda in regards to the actions again that happened back in 2023. Then I will continue with the actions that were made by community members who want to see the resolution through the congressional path. And I have to admit that on the one hand, we have not so many news from this side, but at the same time, some of them might be at least promising. On top of that, I will show you an update on the most recent litigations that we have on the table, and at the end of this video, if I have enough time, I will show you a due diligence of conflict of interests of authorities in regards to our case as well. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's begin today's video with this tweet that I showed you just yesterday. This is nothing else but an application form to make a certain ticker symbol tradable, and you can see that to make it happen, the company, the issuer, should pay a fee, annual application fee. And here you can see basically the tweet itself. MMTLP remained on the OTC market for well over a year. Who paid the annual subscription fee? And guys, take a look right here. Just 9 hours ago, George Palikores responded to this tweet, and he said, "Great question at the record. MMAT did not pay any fees related to this." And yes, it is very important to understand that even George Palikores doesn't know about the person or entity who paid these fees. But at the same time, guys, if you take a look right here, my mom wrote this tweet in response to George Palikores's response, and he wrote, "A better question would be why didn't Meta stop the spin-off if they thought something was wrong? JK, you already told us you just didn't want to pay the renewal fee, leaving 65,000 plus families hurting and squirting." And guys, yes, on the one hand, George doesn't know about the initial application fee, but at the same time, in my opinion, he didn't do enough back in the days in order to prevent this disaster. It is just my opinion, and in the comment section, you can tell me your opinion on this case, but definitely I have to admit that our saga is extremely shady from the majority of sides. So, let's take a look at your favorite SGM Twitter account. And just recently, basically 4 hours ago, he published this quite weird tweet. It is a set of numbers that he addressed to John Burda and Wes Christian. And the numbers are following: 22, 24, 13, 9, 14, 45, 31, 9, 20, 101, 23, and so on and so forth. And guys, I tried to find out what is basically why did he do it, and the only tip that he posted basically at the same time is this one. Clue number 1: the key burns brightly. Find it on page 15, paragraph 84, where the flames first emerged. And guys, definitely he refers to his litigation, and here is page 15 and paragraph 84. On January 18th, 2023, Burda, former CEO of Torchlight, announced the formation of Flamethrower, a shareholders group aimed at investigating potential market manipulation involving MMTLP stock. So guys, yes, we know this fact that John Burda basically established this company, and in the board of directors it was even a Greg McCabe, and I found it out just recently, basically a couple of months ago. At the same time, guys, this company didn't push our case any further to the resolution. We don't know any results from the Flamethrower side. And guys, that is why I still quite confused about this set of numbers, but time will tell, and definitely Daniel will give his additional tips, and he will explain what does this mean. On top of that, 10 hours ago he updated he made this update in regards to his litigation, and he wrote, "Done and done. We are officially lawyered up. Our second amended complaint and our writ of mandamus is going to make waves. MMTLP shareholders deserve justice. SEC accountability is overdue. Let's fight Marcos. Stay tuned. Fair market and transparency now." And Copper, waiting for MMTLP, wrote this: "Great, what would you like the outcome to be?" And Daniel responded, "The truth." So I have to admit that it is a very good step because in his lawsuit, because it is very important to have help from the professionals in this type of quite tricky cases. And for now, guys, I think it might be very useful, and it might be very important for us to have a lawyer on board of MMTLP community. That is why, guys, shout out to Daniel because of his hard work and enormous efforts to make the resolution. So let's take a look what did John Burda write in response to this set of numbers. And I have to admit, unfortunately, he keeps silence, and it is quite weird, but Flamethrower was created by him, and unfortunately he doesn't want to comment on this. And several times MMTLP community members tried to ask him about this company, but he refused. Basically, he refused to answer, and this is another shady part of our case. So let's move forward, and let me show you that Jennifer wrote this. Basically, let me first of all start with this tweet that was written by Scott, and 7 hours ago he wrote, again in regards to Flamethrower: "Flamethrower LLC was a weapon of mass destruction, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing." And he refers to the tweet that was written by Jennifer, and I have to admit that it is quite weird tweet where she refers to the tweet that was written by Wendell Roy on March the 9th of 2023. And Wendell wrote, "John Burda, it feels like this conversation around transparency is now a weekly occurrence with you. Is Flamethrower, also known as Richard Faker, also known as David Lloyd Clare, who is a convicted pedophile, among the group of investors in Flamethrower LLC and being represented by Wes Christian." And Wendell refers to the tweet and to the criminal record of this person. And guys, I have to admit that it becomes even more shady. This entire saga becomes even more shady with this type of facts. So let me show you another quite interesting update related to our case. Charles V. Payne wrote this tweet just 3 days ago. "U.S. exceptionalism. My take on special guest Representative Ralph Norman next." And guys, you know that Charles Payne back in the days made an interview with Representative Ralph Norman where he asked him several questions in regards to our case. And Ralph Norman originally was on our side, but then he switched his position. He basically flipped, and for now he is extremely quiet in regards to our case. And in response to Charles Payne tweet, a lot of MMTLP community members wrote a bunch of tweets with the question why he stopped to cover MMTLP case. And on top of that, guys, Ralph Norman responded to the same tweet. He wrote, tune in up next on Fox Business with Charles Payne. And under his tweet as well, we have plenty of tweets from MMTLP community members. At the same time, guys, you can see that on this tweet that Charles Payne wrote basically yesterday, and he's referring to the disasters that is happening right now in Los Angeles, and he wrote, I am descending into Los Angeles airport right now and I can smell the fire. Many on this flight in panic or heartbroken, knowing their homes are already gone. And guys, in response to this tweet, Due Diligence wrote this: care to have a meal with a grateful MMTLP shareholder who has met with over 100 congressional offices, anytime, any restaurant. Spaka, Fleming's Prime, whatever, my treat. Would love to chat with you about what the last 2 years have been like. So, Due Diligence asks for the conversation with Charles Payne, and we know that he wants to see the resolution not through the litigation path, but he wants to solve it through congressional path and other, let's say, through authorities. And guys, let me show you the answer of Charles Payne. In response to the tweet that was written of one of our community members, and you can see that on January the 8th, Rob wrote this: wish you would do a follow-up, Norman, built on all of his promises on your show. Please and thank you, MMTLP. And Charles Payne responded, next time. This means, guys, he still think to make some kind of follow-up on this matter, and that is why, guys, just wait when he will do it. So, and for now, let's take a look at RareDD's recent set of tweets where he explains and exposes the conflict of interests. Let me quote you first all this one. Forget what you've heard, believe what you see. FINRA proudly boasted about their UPC Committee U3 halt in MMTLP to so-called protect investors from potential market disruption. But if the members of the UPC Committee represented entities that stood to lose big if forced MMTLP liquidation took place as planned, wasn't this a huge conflict of interest? And definitely, guys, it is huge conflict of interest. We know that several FINRA and UPC U3 halt committee members right after their resignations immediately started to work for hedge funds and major market makers. And guys, guess what? The only thought that I can tell you right now is that potentially they might be involved in the shady actions related to these companies while they were soaring at FINRA. And that is why, guys, it might be a huge conflict of interest that should be investigated as well. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. This tweet was written just yesterday by RareDD as well. He wrote, here's proof that former employees from FINRA enforcement believe that FINRA is overstepping and in engaging in so-called regulation by enforcement. Christopher Kelly served as FINRA's acting head of enforcement after Jessica Hopper's departure. Not longer after Bill Lewis was named head of enforcement, FINRA announced that Kelly would be leaving FINRA in 1 day. Isn't a one-day notice suspicious? Kelly and Hopper weren't alone though. Lisa Clone also left FINRA's enforcement department at the same time as Kelly, and they took their talents to CSG. And when you see how Kelly and Cullen view FINRA's actions now that they are free from their grip, they appear to agree with some of the questions concerning constitutionality. Is that a word? This adds validity to the theory that FINRA didn't include members from enforcement in their meetings with Gary Gensler because they likely wouldn't go along with FINRA breaking their rules like Rule 6490. The question remains, why haven't they spoken about how FINRA's actions impacted MMTLP investors? And he added the link to these documents and to these screenshots. Guys, definitely, the deeper we get into this case, the more discrepancies we can find in authorities' actions. And we clearly see that it was even a conflict of interests. And all these facts should be proven by the court. And guys, guess what? The only path how we can do it is definitely the litigation path. And for now, we have 13 cases, 12 if we exclude the case of MMAT bankruptcy. We have 12 active cases on the table, and we are about to see another case, a 13th case that will be filed in California. And on top of that, guys, one of the most recent cases that were filed as a pro se, which means without help of professional attorneys, just a couple of hours ago became not a pro se litigation, because Daniel hired a lawyer who recently won a case against the entire country. So time will tell where we will get with all this data. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on